Hey guys, Zen here, and today I wanted to give you guys 3 reasons to get in now and start playing Rainbow Six Siege. Now, as with most of my content, this isn't going to be your typical list with the usual thing you usually hear. Yes, Rainbow Six has tactical gameplay, yes, it's a fun game with friends, and yes, operators are cool. But you always hear those things, and those are topics that have been beaten to death. So in this video, we're going to talk about my main reasons I started playing and why you should too. But if you're new around here, please hit that subscribe button, and if you play Rainbow Six, leave your username and platform down below, and we can get into some ranked. With all that being said, let's get to number 1. So the first reason to start getting into Rainbow Six Siege is because year 3 looks to be the game's biggest year yet, and the game is absolutely exploding. In year 2, Rainbow Six Siege actually saw some drawbacks. The developers took an entire season to improve the game with Operation Health, which made new content scarce for a few months. In that time, they improved upon many aspects of Siege, from network and servers to game adjustments and so much more. It was also in year 2 that the devs actually removed certain maps so they could work on them for the overall better of the game. So year 2 definitely had its fair share of setbacks. But now with all of those things ironed out, we're looking at year 3, which in my opinion will be Rainbow Six Siege's best year to date. It all starts off with Operation Chimera and Operation Outbreak in Season 1. Operation Chimera may just introduce a first for the game by issuing in 2 new attackers instead of 1 attacker and 1 defender. Recent leaks suggest that both of the new operators named Lion and Finka will be attackers, while at some point in the future we'll see a season with 2 defenders. This proves Ubisoft isn't afraid to shake things up. It also sends a message to the player that nothing is set in stone. We've never seen a move like this from Ubisoft. The only other time we saw them change up operator rollouts is with Ela and Zofia, which was only because of Operation Health and timing. Now beyond that interesting news, we'll also be getting a limited time event called Operation Outbreak. In Operation Outbreak, the threat isn't operators or terrorists, it's actually zombies. Now these zombies aren't like any zombie you've ever encountered in another video game. So far we've learned that they come in all different shapes and sizes, and they also all have abilities that change the flow of gameplay and will require a lot more thought to deal with. I know some people aren't super excited for this because they think it's just Terrorist Hunt 2.0, but I don't think that's the case. This looks to be something Ubisoft spent a ton of time developing and probably a ton more resources. They want this to be exciting. When there's a limited time menu item at a fast food joint, most times it's advertised all over the place and a ton of people will go in and try it because it's the new thing. Hopefully that's the case here. Hopefully this is Ubisoft's new burger for Siege and they go all in on it. Just please, hold the tomato. Needless to say, I'm super excited. Anytime there's a zombie mode in any game, I just get so amped. We all remember those days back in Left 4 Dead when zombies was just the thing. Because zombies usually means co-op, I really think Rainbow Six Siege could use some solid co-op-like experiences. That's just my personal opinion on that matter. The next reason to start getting into Siege is because it has a clear plan and a bright future with longevity. So I was actually shocked when I learned that it had been just about a year since I'd been playing Siege, and it surprised me even more when I learned that at the time of me picking up the game for the first time, it was already 2 years old. Nowadays, it's really hard to find a game that keeps your attention longer than a few months, let alone a few years. I can't tell you how many times in recent years I've bought a game expecting it to last me 3 months or so, only to pay full price and play it for 2 weeks. It's such a shame when that happens, and I feel like it happens all too often. So to have a game like this where it's kept me very happy and very engaged for a full year, to know there's already another full year of content planned and announced, and there's already been 2 really successful years for the game, it really is a great reason to start playing, and it also is a great reason to keep playing. Let's put it this way, if you pick this game up now and start enjoying it, you'll already have so much to look forward to and at least 2 years of things to learn and discover. It really sets you up to get sucked in and then locked in. But my third and final reason to start getting into Siege now is because at this time there is literally nothing else like it. Right now, if you pick up another first-person shooter, you can probably come up with another 4 or 5 games that are just like it. Overwatch has so many clones that there have been memes made about it, same with Call of Duty and Battlefield, and so far Fortnite and PUBG have been really closely compared. But with Siege, you get a tactical hero-like shooter that's like nothing else out there, and anytime anyone asks me about it, I always say you either love it or hate it. In my opinion, you either love the way a Siege match plays out or you don't. A game like this has rules, an extremely steep learning curve, and a bunch of variables to constantly think of. It's probably the most inconsistent first-person shooter you'll ever play, and that's probably a huge reason a lot of people don't like it. No two matches are the same. Put the same players in the same position twice, but only switch one operator and you have a completely different game. Some people want to just come home, kick the feet up, and shoot stuff, and that really isn't happening with Siege. Siege is sweat, like all the time. You're gonna think more in Siege than you actually make action, and to some people, that just isn't fun. I know for myself, this was the main reason I enjoyed this game initially. A lot of other shooters rely heavily on the shooter, and everything else falls flat or feels shallow. And also, if you can't shoot, you're out of luck in the doing well department. In Siege, you can essentially get kills with your mind by simply outsmarting your opponent, and there are a ton of high-level players who win just because they're smarter than you. Complete potatoes, but smarter, so they win. But yeah, I genuinely feel like Siege is in a league all its own, and the space right now is just empty. And with this traction, it's great to jump in for the ride. But that's everything, guys. That's my 3 reasons you should start playing Rainbow Six Siege right now. Let me know your thoughts. Are you playing Rainbow Six? If you have, how long have you been? If you haven't, why not? Leave it in a comment down below. I'm also on social media. Please follow me on Twitter and Twitch for even more content, and like this video if you did enjoy. With that, it's been Zen.
Hey, I'm out.